Previously on Spicy Steve, we covered the integral ingredients of an Indian curry. Join us today for the exciting conclusion of Curry, a Culinary Odyssey.
Well, if you missed the first show on curry and spices, tough. I'm not doing it again. However, I am going to cover some other spices that we didn't have time to cover last time. And those are primarily some of the more aromatic and costly spices that go into many different curries around the world. First of all, we have some fennel seeds. That's another ingredient we didn't get to mention last time, which is found in a lot of curries. We did mention yellow mustard seeds, but there's also black mustard seeds, which is also an ingredient that you can throw into a lot of curries and is often toasted till they pop and then the flavors and aroma come out. Now here's a very important ingredient, a very highly praised spice that is called cardamom. And this is green cardamom, and it was originally grown on the southwest coast of India, on the Malabar coast. And even today, the price of cardamom is dictated by the value or the crop that comes out of India. Now, green cardamom is what you want to go for because it's the pure cardamom. You more commonly see bigger pods that are white, and those are bleached. Now, the problem is they're actually bleached in a sulfur-type solution, which some people find quite disagreeable when they find that out. It's not pure. So go for the green. It is pure and it's untouched. It's just taken right off the vine and dried. Another ingredient for aromatic qualities is cloves. And cloves, again, are quite often toasted and ground into some of the curry powders for more aromatic quality. And pepper. Did you know that pepper was once considered and traded ounce for ounce with gold? That's how valuable pepper was. It's a very integral ingredient in cuisines around the world. Now, black pepper is taken right off the vine, it's green, and it's basically dried. That's why it's black. If you see white pepper, what they've done is they've taken a mature peppercorn, and what they've done is they've soaked it, and they've taken the outer skin off, and that outer skin then shows the gray or lighter inside, and it's dried in the sun, so you get white pepper. Both can be hot, but black pepper tends to be hotter. And you normally find white pepper in cooking, and it's not as commonly used as black pepper as a table ingredient or as an integral ingredient in dishes. But it is used in a lot of curries, and quite often pepper can be substituted, particularly white pepper, because it's milder, for chilies. Some of the kormas are made with peppers rather than with chilies, so they're not as bitey, okay? However, I've made some curries with pepper that can knock your socks off, so be careful. When it's freshly ground, it tends to be hotter. We also have ginger, which is another very important ingredient used in Indian curries, and it's ground into a powder. And another ingredient is nutmeg. And here is some whole nutmegs for you to look at here. And nutmegs are really quite unique. You can see the patterns on these. There used to be a membrane on the outside, which is orangey red, and that's what mace is. That's the outer skin covering, and that's separated and used also as an integral ingredient in baking. Mace, you've heard of. But the nutmeg itself is almost like a hard stone, and it's actually ground. So I use these whole with a little grinder and grind my own fresh nutmeg. Any spices that you can use whole and grind them or pound them will have much more freshness and pungency than ones that are in a powder form. If you have powder ones, do make sure that you keep them in an airtight container so that they don't lose their strength and their potency over time. Okay? Do you get tired of the daily grind? Because if you want to make a good curry, you need to roast and toast your spices, or you can buy them already ground up. But it is a laborious process, and also a good curry tastes better the second day. So there can be a lot of work. But what if you come home during the week and you want something quick and easy? There are a whole list of different types of products out there that give you curry in a hurry. And this is a brand called Manara's, which comes from the UK. There's also Patuk's, which some people might be familiar with. And this particular brand, Manara's, has no genetically modified products, gluten-free, nut-free, no artificial additives, colors, preservatives. So good for vegetarians and good for people who are looking for higher quality. I find the stuff that comes out of England tends to be pretty darn good quality as far as the curries. Now, the variety that you have here ranges from curries such as tikka, which you can marinate and put on skewers or do in the oven for your chicken, to nice, robust, rich curries, such as a korma. Korma are actually mild curries, and you find that chili is substituted with pepper, and those are some of the delicious curries that were made in the Indian courts in the old days. You also have hot vindaloos, which are fiery, hot southern curries that, again, you might want to be careful of, because if you like it hot, vindaloo's where it's at. And there's a whole variety in between. So why don't you spice up your life and try something different? Try some different types of curries. For Shaw TV, I'm Spicy Steve. See you next time.
For recipes and information on cooking classes, visit spicysteve.com.